It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Is it Thursday? No, it's Wednesday. 2 more days until my fall track will be released, so it's time to take care of all of the social media promotion and tell you how it's actually done, some tips and tricks and all of that coming up. But first, heading to the studio. It's so crazy warm outside. It's still in the morning and almost 30 degrees, and that in Germany, that's very rare. I also got a really funny text message by Louis. He said that he lost his breakfast and he's coming 10 minutes later. Oh, you lost your breakfast.
So I bought my croissant.
Okay.
And then I noticed while I was walking to you, oh, where's my croissant?
Okay, let's get you some work.
Yes.
So you got everything?
Yes, I'm fine now.
Perfect.
I have to work.
So let's get to the social media part. It's something that everyone really likes, and I also didn't like it first because especially at the beginning when no one follows you, it doesn't make a whole lot of fun to post on any of the social media platforms and not get really any response. So the trick is just to still do it and do it constantly, because the second you stop posting, there's no way anyone will follow you because there's no content to follow. Just as an example, my YouTube channel, I started it with 80 people, and it was quite hard the first 3 or even 4 months to still do vlogs that are quite time intensive to do and to edit and to upload, and just keep on doing it although almost no one was watching. And now it grew over 1.5 years to like almost 16,000 people, which is just amazing. So just do your thing, make it consistent, don't give up. The second you stop doing it, everything you did before is just worthless. There are a ton of social media platforms available. I think the most important ones for independent musicians are definitely SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and also Snapchat. Out of all of them, YouTube is like my main thing where I'm posting this vlog every day. And Snapchat is probably the one that makes me personally the most fun. It's very instant, very spontaneous, and I just love using it. Instagram, of course, copied now all of their features with Instagram Story. So you kind of at the moment have to use both. I hope Snapchat will survive what Instagram did, because they kind of invented it, and now Facebook, which is also owning Instagram, is kind of stealing the idea. They also implemented this into Facebook. They also implemented it into their WhatsApp app. So everywhere you now have this Snapchat story kind of function. And when it comes to how actually promote yourself as an artist, for Facebook, for example, it's about posting your new releases, of course. Maybe if you have new equipment in your studio, everything that might be interesting for the people following you. If you make electronic music, just post about festivals. If you go to a club, if you DJ somewhere, all of these things that are topic related. And once in a while, you can also do something that is totally private, just to keep the people interested and keep close to you. The same is also true for Instagram. There it's just more about posting pictures. You can't really implement links. The hashtags are super handy this way. With the right hashtags, you get new followers that will discover your page. Let me just show you one quick example here on Facebook, a little trick. If you copy, for example, the link from Spotify and you implement it into Facebook, you can definitely delete the link again because the preview will stay. This way you can just post your text up here, still have what the link was displaying and not having the link in the post, making it less cluttered. You can do the same with YouTube videos or blog posts or anything else. You can delete the link after you've posted it. Also be aware, every time you hit return, it might look cool on the desktop version, but if you view the same post, it might look different on your phone. Every time you use a paragraph, it jumps differently on the mobile version, so try avoiding them. Just write it in one line. Facebook is really, out of all of the social medias, the one that I dislike the most. It's getting worse and worse. You lose more and more people. It's way harder to reach the people. A couple of years ago, when you had like 2,000 or 3,000 followers and you posted something, almost all of them saw your posts, but now it's just down to 1% or so, especially when you post links. So it makes sense to just post pictures. They are way better promoted, especially if you have an artist page. The way around it, and a lot of people do it right now, is just posting a picture and your comment, and then have the links in the comments underneath it where the people can click onto. It's a little weird, but that's the way Facebook decided to make money. If you want to reach all of your people that you've built up over the years, you have to pay them. And by paying them, more people will see your posts. But the second you stop paying, even less people than before will see your posts. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to pay to promote any of your posts. Maybe if you have a release and on the first day, just to get more people to click onto your track. But long term, not really worth it. With Instagram, all you need to do is like find good hashtags that work. Instagram is very picture heavy, so make good pictures. It's a little bit hard to get people to click on things or to listen to your music, because there's no way to embed links into posts. So the only thing is writing, check out the link in my profile description, so people have to go into your profile, and that's the only place where you can have a link that just guides you to another site. Twitter is also really important. It works a little bit like Instagram, just instead of pictures, it's mostly just text. If a bigger artist is reposting something of you, this can give you a big boost, a lot of following. So try to reach out to friends that you have that are also in the music business and might support you by retweeting your new upcoming single. SoundCloud is the first kind of platform that is not really a social media platform, but kind of also is, because you can write messages and repost and like tracks. It's very important, I think, for musicians. If you get a track out there and you trade reposts with other people that are on the same level as you, have the same following, you can build up quite a lot of people that will follow you and also get a lot of plays onto your tracks. And there are also some services out there that offer you to pay them for reposting your track on bigger channels. This will boost your plays quite a lot, but you definitely have to check if it's worth the money, if you don't just pay way too much for just fake people. So you need to find someone that takes care of that you trust, or just do the trading yourself. I gotta say though, SoundCloud is getting less and less interesting. They changed kind of how the reposting is working just very recently, where they launched SoundCloud Go. So it's not that beneficial anymore as it was, but it's still important, so definitely do it. This way you can get a lot of people to listen and discover your music. Building up a following on YouTube is probably the hardest as a musician, because it's a video platform, and just posting your own release on your YouTube every month doesn't really do a whole lot. So it's best to work with big music promotion channels. You just write them, send them your track, and try and see if they like it, and will post it on their page. Some of them have over 1 million of followers, and this way your track will get played in the first day like 200,000 times. This will give you a big boost. Usually they're so nice and put your socials underneath, and that's probably right now with SoundCloud the best way to get your music out there. Snapchat and Instagram story is more for fans that want to follow you closer. It can be private stuff, it can be nonsense, it can be promotional things. There's no way to post any links or anything. It's more about informing the people and letting them follow you even a little bit closer. And I think it's like the most fun and definitely the future. That's where everything is heading to. Promoting there is kind of more indirect, because you can't put the links underneath, but if people follow you and you make it interesting enough, they will probably go wherever you lead them to. At the beginning, when you're starting out as a musician, I would definitely recommend you to at least save all of those social media platforms, save your artist names so that no one else can take it. And at the beginning, probably definitely start with Instagram and Facebook. They're the biggest. Also try and find those YouTube channels, and SoundCloud, very important. Twitter and Snapchat, maybe not that much. Twitter especially is not heavily used in Germany, but in the US it's quite big, so depending on where your location is, Twitter is definitely also a way to go. It also helps to get your music out on Spotify and Apple and all of these like music stores, online stores. But there it's less likely that people will actually follow you, because the way is a lot farther. For example, most of the Spotify plays are generated on playlists, and people usually don't even know who the artist is, and also don't click onto the artist name, and also don't check them then out on Facebook or any other social media. So I'd say SoundCloud and YouTube is the best to grow as a musician. Spotify, important, can also help, but it's way less. But on the other hand, Spotify is the only one that is actually making money. SoundCloud Go, where you could make money as an artist, is not really working, and I think they screwed up. If I were SoundCloud, I would have allowed the artists directly to monetize, as YouTube is doing it with their creators. But instead they decided to just be like Apple Music and Spotify and be a normal streaming platform. And SoundCloud was always about user-created content, so I don't like the direction they're heading to. And then there are the obvious things: have nice pictures, good press pictures of you, good text that the people even know what your site is all about. Make sure to post things that are related to your content, that are interesting for your audience. Fill out all of the information so that everyone knows what your site is all about. And just be consistent, and it might take 1 or 2 years until it starts really growing and you've figured out how everything is working. So just don't give up. Post on Facebook maybe at least like 3-4 times a week. The most I'd say is 1 a day. Instagram the same. Twitter, you can also tweet like 3-4 times a day. That doesn't really matter a whole lot. YouTube and SoundCloud are completely linked to your release schedule. I'd say if you're a new artist, try to make at least every 2 months an original, maybe in between an edit or a mixtape. And if you're a bigger artist, I think like 6 to 10 releases is really enough. Don't release more on Spotify than, maybe every 2 months, so 6, maybe 8 tracks. If you do more than that, it will be hard to get into the playlist, and also the fans following you might be confused if you have every week another track uploaded. So make it less and spread it out over the year. Have a plan and try to keep that plan. If you have big gaps, this will ruin you more than having a track out there that isn't 100% there, especially if you start out as a young artist. But don't get me wrong, not saying you should just release something for the sake of releasing it. Quality content, especially as a musician, and the main thing that you make is music. It just has to be good. That's like the most important, the first step. If you make good music, building up your socials will be a whole lot easier. If you have any questions left, just let me know. Also feel free to check out my social media links. They're all down below. It helps to check out what other artists are doing and just kind of copy it and do it as well, because what they're doing is proved and tested, it's working. And now working on my own consistency for the next upcoming release, I'm still trying to figure out which track to finish next. All done with working on music. I also found a little bit of time to continue working on the website, and it's a good opportunity to actually show you the romantic era guys. So these are all 9 of them making tracks together. Lewis is also done with work. Really proud of him. He worked from this morning up until now. No breaks.
Yes.
No food, nothing. Same as I do almost every day. Maybe we will get some now. You're hungry?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, Chinese or pizza? Chinese.